se o silêncio dissesse tudo, sentimento bom que me leva pro outro mundo. A vontade de te ver já é maior que tudo. Não existem distâncias no meu novo mundo, tipo coisas da sétima.
Welcome to episode 37 of the Clint Cronin Show. This episode, like all episodes, is brought to you by Azoth. That's seekingazoth.com. Azoth is a nootropic. It's a supplement for your brain. You take whey protein, you take your BCAAs for your muscles, right? So you need something for your brain. You want to be in gear, on point, ready to rock and roll, and this is going to help you do it. It's going to help you focus, going to make you more creative, going to make sure you're getting things done, staying organized, planning, and executing. Because at the end of the day, if you can't execute, what good are you, right? It's got Nupept, it's got alpha GPC, hordenine, and a whole bunch of other really great stuff for your brain, for staying in focus, and for getting your stuff done. For being a subscriber, because of course you subscribe, right? And a listener of the Clint Cronin Show, if you use the keyword Cronin, Cronin, at seekingazoth.com, that's seekingazoth.com, you get 15% off of your order. So go and check those guys out. Tell Pradi, the owner over there, I said, what's up? And again, that's Seeking Azoth, SEEKING Azoth.com. Get in gear, get your stuff done, be in a better mood, be more productive, kick ass, seek Azoth, seekingazoth.com, promo code Cronin. Enough of that chitter chatter. We've got Anthony Baker in the house.
Back in action.
Back in your face. What is Monday without motivation? What is Motivational Monday without Anthony Baker?
Left behind, discipline left behind on the wayside, more than likely.
Exactly. So, man, how you been doing? How we doing?
2017 is doing good, man. It's going super fast.
It is. Where are we already?
This is the end of month 4 already.
God. I tried.
33% done.
That's right. We're through the first quarter already.
Yep.
That means everybody did their taxes. Those are done, right?
Hopefully.
I went down to the wire this time. I don't like doing that, but it took a little while to get all the documents in order. I didn't receive something in time, and I should have. And anyway, mine's done. No extension needed.
Right on. I think the American people got an extension just naturally because of Easter, some random holiday. They got to the 18th or something crazy. My coworker was telling me she had some issues also, so she needed some last minute filing.
Yeah, so last year, traditionally it's the 15th, April 15th, and that's it's like the joke. It's like, oh, April 15th, all about tax day, whatever. But last year, I think it was to the 17th, and this year it was the 18th. So they're giving a longer and longer grace period to people, I guess, to make sure they get them done in time. But
they don't want to do the work either.
No. Oh, man. I'm glad I don't have that job.
They have got to know that everyone hates them. They've got to.
Yeah, but they've figured out a really clever way of making you feel like you owe them something, like you're somehow getting a gift by getting your money you worked for back.
Yeah, and then can't they tax you on your refund? Is that
they do?
That's
you're taxed on your state income tax refund.
So much bullshit. That's so much.
Well, they double dip anyway in California, so we do pay state income taxes. The one thing I remember about Nevada was they don't have it. There is no state income tax there.
It's so crazy.
I mean, the pay is lower for certain jobs than it is here. I guess down at cost of living, there's an adjustment obviously because it is very expensive to live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes. But at the same time, man, having no state income tax would be really nice.
That would be pretty nice. I'm filing married this year, first time ever. Super weird, but cool.
The trick is getting married like right before the end of the year. So if you get married like December, I initially got married like the December 29th is my anniversary, for example. And then you can go back and when you file your taxes that year, you're married, filing jointly. even though you claimed single originally, so you retroactively get to go back. So that's the 1 year, your first year married, where you actually do okay. Every year after that, like, you wind up, you file with claiming your spouse or whatever. Then at the end of the year, whatever. But if you, because
I need all the tips.
Man,
Tax tips.
Tax
Send them my way.
text. Oh man.
I'm adulting now. I'm trying to learn how to invest and do all kinds of adult things.
Man, I saw somebody on social media get mad at the term adulting the other day.
Why?
Because he said it has something to do with people not taking responsibility as a normal thing, and then making a big deal about it when you actually take responsibility. I think the guy was just grumpy.
He sounds like he was.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's fun new vernacular to add to the repertoire.
He's probably a little upset. He's been having to adult since he was 12 or 13.
Ooh, what you gotta talk about adulting for?
Oh, talking about his parents. Oh, low blow. Whatever, man. Don't be upset. That's what it is. Some people got to start earlier. Some people start a little bit later.
A couple of haters.
Always.
So, yeah, this is the first time I'm recording here in, I think, something like a month. I've been on the road quite a bit lately.
You have been super busy. I've been seeing it.
Been learning things, meeting people, making friends.
That's what's up.
Twisting my knee around backwards.
Getting injured, right on.
There's a difference between hurt and injured, and I think I was somewhere in the middle of that. I think I was injured, hurt. No, I was still able to go do things that were backwards and forwards, right? I can go forward, I can go backwards, but anything pivoty or lateral move-ish, no, I could not.
Scary.
Could not. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. It basically sitting Indian style, or lotus, half lotus, whatever the hell you call it, or getting in that toe outward kind of heel hooky position. I can't do that. I'm just... So if you saw the video of me with which one was it? Anyway, one of the podcast videos, I'm trying to sit down just on the floor on the mats like Indian style, and I can't. My leg like won't settle down, so I wind up having to straighten my right leg, and I look really awkward sitting on the floor. So I'm really fidgety the whole time.
You're super uncomfortable.
Totally uncomfortable. It hurts so bad. I'm just trying to be like, yeah, hi.
Hurry the hell up.
Let's just talk and blah, blah, blah. Let's get through this, guys. But I mean, what's different? We got these LED lights.
Those are dope, though. I like how you can turn the shade.
It's
different shades.
It's nice. The other cool part about them is they don't generate a bunch of heat.
Yes.
So you're not sweating bullets, because I get kind of toasty when we're doing this with the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Especially in this little room, in the room right here. It'll get super steamy.
Yeah, I got to make sure and turn the heater off, because that vent's right next to you, which is loud as hell anyway. But it's coming along, man. It's the sort of evolution of the podcasty YouTube thing, right? Just trying to.
So I noticed just before we were gonna set up and kick this off, we were thinking about recording. I don't want to put you on blast or anything. Did you get some new equipment or something? What is different about the way you're recording? What was so new?
Well, before I was doing everything off of a laptop, so I would.
Oh yeah, I didn't even.
And now I built a machine that it has an internal sort of PCI Express card that the camera basically hooks up to over HDMI. So the camera is doing its whole 4K thing, and then that goes into the computer directly. Before there was it was like a Thunderbolt box. It was called like the Black Magic Mini Studio, but it was cool, but it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have the right cable for it, but it would randomly work and not work. But with this card and this in the machine right here, which is a Mac, it is, but it isn't. I'm gonna do a video, kind of like a build walkthrough on kind of what I did here, but. Running Mac OS Sierra, I got Final Cut Pro X for video editing and stuff. So it's
Apple's legit.
It is. It's just the Mac Pro that they sell at the Apple store it's outdated, and it's very expensive. They're like $10,000 for one that would do the job.
Stop.
Yeah. So this thing.
Stop.
this thing benchmarked. We ran some tests against the 2017 the top of the line MacBook Pro, and this blows it out of the water, and it costs like half as much to build.
That's so crazy. You're exaggerating though.
No. I can put screenshots up when we're done.
Shut the hell up. I'm freaking out.
Yeah, so I want to do a little video walkthrough on, podcasting or video production on a budget, because I've got the last 2 years has been just the kind of discovery of that, because I've been trying to do editing with a laptop for the longest time, and it's challenging because, first of all, the screen's very small, and so yeah, you can get another monitor, but also by having these Mac laptops, which are beautiful, but everything's packed in so densely, they get hot. So when you're trying to render video and stuff, you think you're getting the full, like, whatever it is, 2.6, 2.4 gigahertz, blah, 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 running at that whatever frequency it is. But when they're under load, the operating system, to deal with the heat, I think it actually like downclocks them a little bit. So it'll slow them down artificially to make sure they don't overheat.
Makes sense.
So with this, you can't even hear this computer running at all. There's really nice fans that they make now from a few companies that are basically silent, but they do a great job in cooling, and there's a bunch of venting and ducting and stuff. So I have like intake fans doing one thing, exhaust doing another. The video card's got dedicated fans. Then I've actually got water cooling on the CPU.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So I had some fun putting the whole thing together, and it's got like 32 gigs.
It's like magic.
I think there's like
water in your computer.
Oh, there's like 6 hard drives in this thing. Seriously, they're all like working together. So if like 1 or 2 fail, the data is not lost. You can just swap in new drives and stuff. So I'm kind of on like a geeky tangent right now, but basically the bottom line is I've learned a lot in the last couple of years of doing this stuff with podcasting, and there's a lot of paths that you can go down and sort of like investing your money and time into that aren't as fruitful as others. So I want to be able to put together some content where I'm like, hey, look, you might think it's this, and this might get you there on a budget, but think about what your longer term goals are, because you're gonna have some hardware that it's gonna be junk once, you know what I'm saying? So like the mixer you got, I'm still using it. It still works great. Same one. Mics, same thing. Those FetHeads, those are magic. The mics, these are tremendous.
Your mics are legit. Mine kind of looks like this, but I like that one. That guy is fucking pimping.
This was like a gift to myself, just like as like a motivator thing. I think it was when me and Cash first started recording, and we booked a couple things in LA. I was just like, no,
getting that.
Yeah, because you can. It has some nice voice characteristics that I don't know. I feel like the host mic, it has that sort of voice where you're like, oh, you can tell like that's the host, because it has a little bit more, a little more bass to it, like a little bit like an echo, like Howard Stern when
it's
he's
like texture on your voice or something.
Yes,
it's like full.
Because when you hear Howard Stern talk, no matter who the guest is, when Howard talks, you're like, oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's his boat, whatever. But man, a lot of things have been happening though. Get off the podcast talk a little bit. Jiu-jitsu, you had Pan Am's just recently.
Yep, people were killing out there.
We had ADCC trials, and in Long Beach. I think Long Beach.
It was SoCal. Yeah, I do believe so. Also,
I think
I'm gonna try to do something out there, man. My back's been all jacked up. I can't wait till it's a little bit better. I think I'm gonna try to do something in May though, down in Irvine or Long Beach or something. Ooh. Yup, we should go. It's gonna be crazy. It should be good.
I'm waiting for the LCL, or I think it's LCL, to heal up. I'm itching to get back on the mat. Like, the one thing that really makes me want to compete is going and not getting to.
Yep, watching all these guys do it up, so infuriating. It's like motivating.
It is.
Disappointing. It's this whole mix of emotion when you're in there and watching. You can't compete. Or like lifting weights, and you can't lift weights. You're like, damn, I just want to deadlift, just want to squat something heavy, pick up something heavy, and then you can't. so frustrating.
I'm very happy that I'm still able to deadlift.
Oh yeah, huh? 'Cause you said straight on is good, but sides stuff.
It's just you know, I'm not too comfortable you know, taking it much further than that, but I can at least, you know, bang out some sets. I'm good going with certain, you know, weight.
Yep.
I still feel okay. I've done some stuff with kettlebells, but I haven't gone too heavy with those either. I want to be sure that I'm not damaging things that don't need to be damaged. I need to be healthy.
Yeah, it's probably just more stability stuff anyway, because your lateral movement is weak, and that's would be just the best to build up anyway. So going heavy wouldn't even matter right now.
So
That's what happens with me too. Right now I can't. So my deadlifting and squat is very, very low, like just around body weight. So like the deadlift maybe like 135, but even over that weight or like a few extra reps, 15 reps or something, like 8 or 10 I can get away with a couple of sets. But like 12 or 15 reps for those few sets start to kill my back. Or even something, over 135 for the squat also. Same. But like body weight's not too bad. So like even just the simplest things are just tough. Like Camarillo switches.
Oh.
I can't even do it. And like everyone will be like, hey, try like this.
You're like, no, stop.
Try that.
Just stop.
I'm telling you, I'm trying my best. Well, can you do it like this? Like, well, my back actually is jacked up. But I can't keep on saying that, So it's like, yeah, sure, I'll try it again. Try it a different way again. Yeah, sure. But for real though, it's so funny because I can roll, but like takedowns kill it. Or like when you make me do certain things, here, do this. Can't do it.
Yeah, the takedown we were drilling the other day was I was very happy because I realized that you basically duck walk, but you do it forward. There's no turn.
Oh yeah, with
Dave.
Yep, that one. That was a good one.
With South Bay Dave Mitchell, because there's another one. There's two Dave Mitchells.
How close do they look alike? How similar?
I don't know that I met the other one, but I do know that he competes. I think he fights MMA.
That's so crazy.
They both get tagged in each other's stuff often, which is silly.
Shut up.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I think yeah. So yeah, he was teaching. It's basically it's kind of a single off of a kind of an ankle pick. That if you basically would snap down, then you pick up the ankle and drive, and then it's basically
head in, head forward,
going with your head. And I was really happy because I thought at first, I was gonna have to turn him because the way he was showing it, he wasn't. Or I didn't hear him in regards to, do you keep going straight? Do you drive, or are you turning? Because you wind up in side control, but it was more of like a steering wheel thing, and there's no actual turning. So I was able to actually pull it off, and I was really happy about that. But in terms of rolling, I'm just in this sort of I'm trying to protect myself mode.
Yes.
So it's basically one-legged. Like for open guard, I can work a De La Hiva hook with my left leg because that knee's fine. Everything's strong there. But I'm using my right leg almost as like a jab to sort of check the bicep, check the, the inside of the thigh or the knee or whatever, but not really very actively.
Because you don't want them to grab that thing.
Well, if they do, I'm kind of baiting the other side to where it's like less likely that they're going to, and I'm rolling with kind of people that I know are safe, and just for the time being, I really just want to move around.
Yeah.
So if I don't break a sweat, I start feeling like shit. So,
tell me about it.
Oh, I definitely I know that jiu-jitsu and training is an addiction to me.
Do you know that's one of the keys to my success, right?
What's that?
Sweat.
Really?
Yep. And then you also got to sacrifice something, and you also got to smile. 3 easy keys to success and happiness.
All right, break it down.
So number 1 is sacrifice.
Okay.
Sacrifice something. Sleep. Sugar. Sacrifice something. Your time, your energy. This will make you happy. It might not seem like it at first, but it will later when it comes back to you and somebody's like, oh, thanks. Like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Sacrifice.
All right.
And then sweat. You just said it. feel like shit when you don't sweat.
Oh yeah.
Gotta sweat. Gotta work out.
Honestly, that's one of the things. If I don't feel like I earned my meal, I'm not happy with the day's training.
True hunter.
Yeah, for sure. I have to feel like I earned it, because you have that opportunity every time you do something.
Every time. And then, so the sweat, right? And that could be just with something challenging, right? Because you could be sweating over a project that's due soon, in the business world or in school or whatever.
Yep.
Something challenging your mind. I'm not saying to wait till the last minute to turn in your assignments. I'm not saying that at all. But do something that's going to challenge you. And then smile. Be positive. But that's the hardest thing to do, because things are not convenient, and it's never convenient. We were and you can probably speak on this also, right? You're talking about, hey, let's meet at 8 o'clock. I need 8:30. I need some more time.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting on dude to get a new clutch for the car.
See, it's never convenient, man. It's always a struggle, no matter what. So me and my wife are trying to wait to get a place before we have a baby. And it's like, it's never convenient. I mean, we can wait and then get a house and then bring a new bill into the house, or we could just take that baby. We're staying at our in-laws right now, so it's like maybe we're gonna take that baby and into the new house. That bill has already been accounted for now. So I mean,
I actually saw something, a cost savings thing in regards to having a kid. I'm not plugging this for the sake of plugging it. This is just it's on Amazon. It said like you save this much money by using Amazon Prime. I use Amazon Prime, whatever. If you're a student, you get it cheaper too. If you have like a college email address, if you have like EDU, or if you know somebody that does. All right, I'm not saying to scam it, but I'm saying you can have subscriptions on Amazon Prime. Like you can subscribe to toilet paper, so it's cheaper, right? But there's this thing like Amazon Family, where I think it said you get 20% off a subscription to like diapers and family-related products.
interesting.
So like if you, on average, you're like, oh, the kid's going to use this many, whatever, you can say, okay, I want this to be delivered every week. So you get a price break already.
Damn.
You don't pay shipping, and it's like you get it next day anyway. And if you get the math right and you say, okay, I want this product once a week delivered whenever, it just comes, and they give you like 20% off if it's anything family related through Amazon Prime Family or whatever.
Yeah. There's no like proof. You have to prove you have 2 kids or something.
Well, no, it doesn't matter because fucking you're buying diapers.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what
they
I'm saying?
don't care
Like,
why you need them.
yeah, you can be creepy. It doesn't have to be like a real baby. Like if they're really big diapers,
Adult diapers.
I don't know. I don't know if adult diapers are part of it, but yeah, I saw it yesterday because it told me that I saved $250 this year because of Amazon Prime. You get free shipping with it.
Legit.
So just on shipping alone, I saved $250.
Damn.
Just in a quarter, right?
Damn.
Yeah, right. So by subscribing to stuff like that could be some kind of
That
life
you
hack.
need life detergent or whatever. It would be,
Yeah.
damn, that's legit.
Yeah.
Right on. All the little things to save money right now. All of them.
Yeah, I saw this bodybuilder guy. He said he was trying to show his meal prep and his grocery shopping stuff on what he had to eat, but it was the premise was how to save money on a budget when you're shopping for this bodybuilding thing. And
Yeah.
but so he's buying different frozen foods, and a lot of none of it looked all that good. But he's just like, well, you can get the chicken breasts here, but if you get them over here, they're frozen. It's the weight is more and it's cheaper. But yeah,
I used to do that in college. A bag of frozen chicken breasts, just a bag of them.
I used to do
Get right on the foreman, out of the bag.
Oh hell yeah! I still got a Foreman grill. I got the big one. It was like 50% off, so I've had that for years. It's all falling apart, but it works great.
Save money.
The other one I used to do is Just Chicken from Trader Joe's.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's just chicken, and you don't have to cook it either. It's already pretty much cooked. You can just heat it up, and it's literally just sliced chicken breast.
What?
Yep. If you go to Trader Joe's, you go to the frozen section, which their frozen food's actually good. And it's just chicken. It's as bland as the regular stuff you're gonna make anyway. But I mean, now we have
It's gotta be quicker.
we have Islanders now, so they taught me how to marinate shit. So like now, even when I'm counting calories, I need to not
Get some flavor in that.
Oh
shit.
man, it's so sugary. Like the marinade is literally brown sugar and soy. Is it soy sauce or teriyaki?
Probably.
It might be. Yeah, I think it's soy sauce and ginger, and like green onion and brown sugar.
2 cups.
And it's 1-to-1 with the soy sauce and the brown sugar, so it's pretty sweet.
Damn.
But you've had Jose's chicken
I
before.
have.
That's what I just spoiled the
good.
recipe to the world right now. Oh, and sesame seeds and sesame seed oil. There's your
Good luck.
It's a delicious recipe.
Just have
right
a
there.
cook-off. Anybody against Jose Palacios, what's up? This guy will be taking. He'll get on the podium, top 3 for show. Probably taking first place.
Hey, I bet. I'd like to honestly see Dave Sands and Jose do a little,
That would be so awesome.
because they kind of do anyway. But
They don't battle like head to head. That would be tight. It would be because, my hamstring.
like
I got a cramp.
exactly.
I was gonna. It felt like it was just gonna knot up and forever my leg would be closed shut. That was scary.
You know what? Actually, I had I don't get headaches barely at all, at all. But last night, out of fucking nowhere, I got my ass kicked by a headache. I couldn't sleep.
Like while you were already laying down for bed.
It was bedtime ish, and I'm just kind of laying on the couch, just chilling out a little bit, and my head just starts killing me. To the point where I'm starting to fucking WebMD headache remedies and stuff. Like, what do you do with that? Like, because take Tylenol. Oh, yeah, okay, got it. But no, I'm actually looking on there and trying to figure out the cause of most headaches, and it turns out that
You got cancer.
yeah, that's what WebMD does. You go from having like a splinter to like it's clearly cancer. I've got weeks,
You have gangrene.
perhaps days to live.
Chop it off.
We're not sure I'm going to make it through the night with my headache.
Chop it off.
Exactly, just full lobotomy or full head and neck transplant.
So after you cut your head off, how'd your headache come
So
along?
it took a while. What I wound up doing was I watched a couple of YouTube videos that said that the majority of headaches that occur sort of right here between your eyes, that whole forehead-ish face area, whatever. Frontal lobe. Actually, there's these 4 points back here on the cervical, whatever, right there, but where your head, the back of your head and neck goes. There's 4 sort of like muscle points right there, so you can kind of feel it right there by the back of your head. And when you have a headache, if you sort of massage, like do like circular motion right there, it'll either make your headache worse or better. And you can actually, as you're like putting pressure on it, you can actually feel it impact the headache. And so they're saying, okay, you can do that massage thing for 30 seconds, blah blah blah. You can do this pinch thing between your
I've heard that one. I feel like that's one of those urban legends. I don't know how real that one is, though.
I don't know. I was trying everything, but then what helped was I took an Aleve, which whatever, but I feel like it didn't do anything. What I wound up doing is getting an ice pack and putting it right back there where they said to massage, and like just laying there, no pillow, and just hiding an ice pack back there,
Yeah.
trying to fall asleep. I went through, I think, 2 ice packs. I totally melted them. Yeah. And then, in the morning I felt better, but just out of nowhere, got my ass kicked by a headache.
You feel like you're dehydrated?
I was chugging water. I mean, that was my first thing, just to get the big ass bottle of Dasani. I put down 2 liters.
Dude, the human body's crazy, man. It'll just shut down on you quick.
It will.
It will start playing games. Crazy.
Just, hey, remember me? Sorry. Body just pushed the Q button. You're feeling it.
Shut you down.
Exactly, man. So, what was the most recent UFC that we just had right now? The last Saturday.
This past Saturday, that was. Dang it! I saw it. I feel like it was mildly. Was it uneventful? I feel like it was mildly uneventful. That wasn't Dotson, was it? That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago was John Jones. No. It was DC Anthony Rumble Johnson with twist at the end where Anthony Rumble Johnson retired.
Yes.
Daniel Cormier, they said he held on to the towel to relieve that 1.5 pounds of weight to make weight.
Oh yeah, he
which
pushed
was
down the towel. Yeah.
which was a big controversial thing.
Damn it.
Which they didn't make a big deal about it, or Rumble didn't make a big deal about it until he lost the fight. He announces his retirement and then protests formally to the athletic commission and wants the money and wants it overturned and all this stuff. Like,
it's too late.
What?
It's too late. You got to do it early.
You say it then.
Early.
But I feel like it cheapens it by doing it this way.
Yes.
Because you just look like, wait, why didn't you say something before? Everyone else saw.
Everybody saw, and you were cool with it because you just let it happen.
I have a similar opinion, and this is unpopular. I don't care about the Mark Hunt situation where he says on record, I know these guys are on steroids, loses and sues anyway. Right?
Yeah, sue before.
Well, no, you can't say, I'm fine fighting these guys. I'm going to whoop their ass anyway, even though they're on steroids. It doesn't matter. Then lose and be like, oh, I can't believe.
You can't do it.
Sir.
Sit down back there. Sit down back there, sir.
Something similar happened as well.
I'm totally blanking on who those fights were this weekend. They were free though. It wasn't pay-per-view.
I was at the pro wrestling show this week and I didn't get to watch it. One of my buddies just started working for All Pro Wrestling, so
interesting. Right on.
So he was working the opening match in a tag team thing. So I wanted to go and show a little bit of love there and say what's up.
When you say working it, was he like literally like in the ring getting after it?
Yeah, he's in the Black Armada.
Tight.
He's Papa Esco. He's like
Cuban.
What's his character? It says like King Fat Boy, and then he's like. He has like some like catchphrases. He's pretty funny, man. He's funny. I was there. I remember when he first came to the training academy his first day there, and now he's working matches already. It's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Fucking.
How long does it take you to start working matches after you join the academy?
Some players don't give a fuck. They'll throw you out there and you look stupid. But it's down to however long it takes them to first to learn how to bump, to learn how to fall, right, and to learn how to work and kind of work through a match, because you're hopefully in there with somebody more experienced at you, so they'll lead the match and they'll because it's improv.
Yeah.
You can tell when people rehearse way too much because it looks more and more like a staged sort of kung fu movie or something, right?
Yes.
But the art is sort of the working and sort of just calling it out there, the improv of it, because you go out there knowing who's gonna win and what story you're supposed to tell roughly.
Yeah.
Like, what is the, we're going to make sure I'm going to work the guy's leg. He's going to be injured and he's going to come back and just, you're going to, develop sympathy for the guy. And like, by this guy being like more of an asshole, you'll like this other guy more. Because he's like, reaching out like, help, that whole thing. You're like, go.
As he pulls you back to the center.
Exactly. So you're telling a story. So like your ability to be a storyteller, that's like developed over time, but really just the safety stuff, how to work, is what you're in the school to learn. Basic moves like how to take this move, how to take that move. That's basically what the education is, like how not to get fucking hurt and how not to hurt people, how to be safe.
That's a good thing to do. That's a good course to go over.
Yeah, the falling is actually the hard part.
I bet,
because you have to be able to adapt to things and whatever. It's actually funny. It holds true in jiu-jitsu too. Tuck your chin.
Yeah. Don't
hold your breath. And don't post.
Just saying, like, talking about the falling, Jake Bill's always talking about it. Yeah, you're falling wrong. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
I'm falling down. Hey, you're gonna hurt yourself when you fall.
Tuck your chin.
Fall down and I get hurt.
Tuck your chin. Don't hold your breath. And you'll pretty much cover most things.
Fall correctly.
That's right. Fall correctly. It's like all things. You have to learn how to fail gracefully.
Yes.
You have to be really good at failing. So you'll never really understand the path to success until you failed like 1,000 times. All these people that were undefeated. That was one thing that the the one sportscaster. I want to say he's from ESPN. I posted this on the channel Facebook a few days ago. He basically said that the liberal media built up Ronda Rousey as the greatest female athlete ever. Not talking about the women in fencing, not talking about the Williams sisters,
Flojo.
Right. Now, basically saying that Ronda Rousey has, by the time everybody was like hailing her as like the greatest female combat athlete of all time, she'd only had a total of like 100, what was like 100 and something minutes, or how many minutes was it in total? It was some like very low number of actual minutes in the octagon. It was a very low number.
Because she was whipping people in the first round.
Just
first few minutes, it was very low.
And so it was like her not doing well in these larger fights when she did lose. Was it her fault? Was it her coaches? Was it the UFC's? And it's all no. The promoter did his job. The fighter did his job. The coach, like it or not, like he got her out there. He did his job. He blamed the media. And he said it was the media's fault for portraying her in this certain way because, she's this, white meat baby face. She's this white Caucasian girl, and they built her up to be something that she just wasn't yet. And it was like a very politically charged piece that they put out there. I want to see if I can bring it up real quick. Cronin show. See, I like having this screen right here to like how.
That's pretty legit.
No, that ain't it. Something about pit bulls. Who's to blame?
Fraudulence.
Right there.
That's
One
how
of those
funny.
years, Rousey even though Serena Williams won every major tennis tournament between the ESPY awards. The way the agenda-driven progressive media embrace Rousey is one of the reasons so many black people believe we have to work twice as hard to get half the recognition. The social justice warriors love to bash me because I wrote a column 8 years ago criticizing Serena's training habits and focus. Huh. I never spent 1 second of my life thinking Rousey was on the same level as Serena. The progressive media did that, and they'll do it again if given the slightest opportunity.
So, his name is Jason Whitlock, and he says that the progressive media hyped Ronda Rousey as bigger and badder than Serena Williams. Conservative sports mediocrity predictably exposed the fraudulence. Very political. Very, very political. And it got a lot of kind of heated responses. I mean, that article was shared all over the darn place. So, who knows? It's bold.
It is.
Well,
it is.
I like Ronda Rousey. Everyone started to hate her after she was on the initial the Ultimate Fighter episode with or not episode. I'm sorry, season with Cupcake. What's her name? Misha Tate. I didn't watch that season, so when I would see her compete in the UFC, and she's all charged up and she's aggressive and she has the go face on.
Oh, that face.
I never judged that. I never got mad at that because to me, she's out there, she's doing her job.
Yeah.
She's entertaining as hell. She's captivating, like very polarizing. And you're supposed to have somebody you like. You're supposed to like this one over that one. It's how it sells tickets. So I never got the hate that she got from the media and the fans and stuff. I think what the Ronda Rousey job, like what she did for sports and for kind of women, there's no turning back now. Like that.
Nope. But that's what was so cool about it because she made it much more obvious that women are not to be trifled with. But I feel like that being said, there was so many other women before, but maybe they just didn't get the recognition for whatever reason. But I think that's partly what he's saying.
Yeah, because the stage and the money wasn't there. It's just like,
yep. So there's too many variables, I think.
It's really funny that it's 2017, right? We're a quarter way through 2017, and we're still dealing with so much of this. Just like, how do you even want to call it? just the equality thing, the just these human rights things, and that our women is on the same level, and it's all these race issues and all these like gender issues. It's 2017 and we're still talking about this shit in comic books right now. It's a big thing. Marvel Comics, DC Comics over the last few years, they've had these big pushes for diversity, right? So the big one that they did was they made the original Green Lantern. They made a new version of him that was gay. Right.
Shut up.
Yeah, Alan Scott. So not the one that Ryan Reynolds played, but the original one from 1940. That it was from 1940 until whatever. He was the original one, and then they made a mixed. He's black and something Spider-Man. So Miles Morales. He's like I don't know the exact version, and now
sounds Puerto Rican.
Right, because he's in New York, right? So they killed Peter
Miles
Parker.
Morales.
And now Thor isn't Thor anymore. Thor is the girl, Jane Foster, from the movie. The girlfriend. She's Thor now.
What?
Iron Man is a girl named Riri. It's a little black girl genius named Riri. Riri Wilson, I think. It might not be Wilson. Willis. I don't fucking know.
That's how they're like starting to create that character of Iron Man and through a little kid is what you're saying.
Iron Man is literally a little black girl.
But when she puts on the suit, is she like the child size, or
It's
is she
fucking
like?
knows. I should say because you can't really tell.
Remember Avatar, the person could get in that big robot. So
yeah, you're in the
like,
mech warrior thing.
Is that the little girl's getting into a big body like that?
I think
I'm getting confused. That's so crazy. I really want to see it.
Riri,
That's so crazy. They have this little girl as like a genius weapons designer.
Yeah, that's
See, she's older already.
Yeah, she's 15 or 16 years old, I think, is how she's supposed to be depicted.
Okay.
But that's actually supposed to be Iron Man. Iron Man's got back.
That's so funny.
So what they're basically doing, and it doesn't stop there. Like Captain America's black now.
That's so crazy. So are all the stories basically identical to whatever previous story they had for it?
No,
I guess it has to follow a little differently, but they'll still probably fight similar characters, things like this.
Sort of, but they're starting to get their own kind of rogues gallery, like directly work. So instead of it just being the same exact villains, they're adding some new ones.
Yeah, I got you. Right on.
But here's the thing, though. They took away Thor. They took away Tony Stark. They took away, Spider-Man wasn't. He's sort of Spider-Man, but not really. And they did. The Incredible Hulk is a little Asian kid, right? So here's the thing. Now, because they were trying to say, "Oh, we're diverse," was diversity thing, but isn't it just as racist? Like by pandering, like I feel like by going over the top, being like, "Look, y'all don't like white adult males," like boom, here's everything else. Like no, you're like pandering, because you still have the people. Those other comics were still selling. They took Thor off of like a huge movie, right? What was the one? No, Captain America Civil War. They took Captain America Civil War, which was a very successful movie, and Captain America, they basically turned him into a Nazi. Oh yeah, that's by the way, Captain America's a Nazi now. Like he's with Hydra.
So
They took
slightly unfamiliar with all these characters, but
they took all of them, and
how could they do that?
they just did. They literally said, we're just going to change absolutely everything, and those other characters are just like, that's... And here's the thing, they're going to bring it back later.
Yeah.
But they're going out of their way to be like, look, we're diverse, we're so diverse. It's like, but at that point, when you're going out of your way and you're doing it on purpose, I feel like it's even more even more racist, because you're pandering to the different groups. Like, they made a Muslim Green Lantern, but they gave him a Hezbollah mask and a gun. It was hella racist.
What?
Look at this shit. And none of the other Green Lanterns, by the way, have guns. None of them. They have the ring. Your weapon is your fucking imagination.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You imagine something, right?
Yeah, he creates...
And, like, look at that mask. Like, and they're like, oh, and by the way, he has an Arabic tattoo that lights up in Green Lantern green. So he has an imaginary Green Lantern.
Oh, I guess the other guys didn't have a mask, or they just had stuff like over their eyes, right, or something.
Well, okay, but that is the only mask like that, because and here's the story, if I remember it correctly. He was in the middle of stealing a van that just happen to have an explosive device in the back. So he's already being accused of terrorists, like being of terrorism or something. He's already being implicated for terrorist actions.
Yes.
And then the Green Lantern ring's like, hey, you'd be good for the job. And it comes and finds people. Like, remember the movie? How it's like you something Green Lantern, then you're a Green Lantern. Well, and he still carries the gun. He has the ability to do anything with that ring, and he still carries the gun because, whatever.
It's in his blood.
Yeah,
That's so crazy. It's so funny.
I just think it's wrong, man.
They just want to sell some. It's like at the same time, two birds with one stone. At the same time, they can quiet the naysayers and the people screaming bloody murder, and then they can make a few extra bucks by selling some product.
It's actually funny in Marvel. This is the last comic book related thing, but 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a big. Did you hear about this? Like,
I don't think so.
One of the
cosplay thing in San Jose.
No, one of the artists for the X-Men put like anti-Semitic and anti-Christian artwork in the book in X-Men #1.
It was just been hidden all these years.
No, it was just they just made this.
They a brand new book.
They made a new book, like bringing the X-Men back. It was supposed to be a big deal if this thing came out, and the artist put some very controversial drawings and hidden in the back, hidden in the comics somewhere. What? And then confirmed it was there, but like, don't tell nobody. And yeah, so Marvel had to issue an apology, and they got him. He's fired. He's gone.
What was he trying to say with those hidden messages?
He was just getting political. That's all. It was.
It wasn't like hidden in the story. Like, these guys,
Yeah, so it's X-Men Gold #1. Marvel to discipline X-Men Gold artist for controversial references, and I believe he was fired for it. I didn't, so I have the book.
Like hidden in that smoke right there or something?
Something. Let's see.
Vigilant Acts. Folders.
Oh, the 212. So 212 being right here has some significance. So
see, that's that subliminal shit.
He didn't apologize for his actions and encouraged people to buy the first edition of the comic book. So yeah, I've got a copy.
Yeah, he just snuck it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I was saying before, it's 2017, and all of these things are still issues. I don't get it, man. Like, anytime there's any posting on Facebook, that's related to police or related to anything else, it's like you read the comment and they go down the race thing immediately. I've actually had race-related stuff because the comments for my YouTube channel, they're moderated, so I have to go and approve them. I wanted to turn that off at first, but then I got some that were pretty bad, man. Like, there's some racist people out there.
So that's why it won't. That's why they always bring it back up, because some people, naive, will say racism's over. But then you experience it and you see it where it's like it won't even be directed at you. You are a bystander.
Yeah, and
it's crazy. I think it's really crazy.
There's just stuff I won't put on there, like, that I'm not down having on the channel. It's just, that's, I feel like we got a responsibility. There's no censorship. We self-censor, right?
Yeah.
So if people choose to spread hate, that's their prerogative. But I don't play that. Like, I'm not okay with that.
It's crazy, and people will dismiss the events. People will dismiss it and like, no, that's not real. Like, it really happens. Like, oh, you're just overreacting or reading into something. It was like, how can you deny the happenings?
Yeah, I mean, I get stupid comments, like for the Hanato Laranja videos. There's stupid comments, but it's not really like racist stuff. But there's been some that we put up there where it just attracts some not nice stuff, and
I wish we could get back past that stuff as people and as humans, because we're all just so too similar. We're all just too similar.
Dude,
for people to be so angry about someone being different.
So in terms of people still having these, really deep-rooted racist things, I'm sorry your parents taught you wrong. I'm sorry something horrible happened to your grandparents. I'm sorry. But I went to Ancestry.com and I ordered the DNA test. Right?
Cool. I heard the other 23andMe is also another one that you can do.
Yep, and they will both they'll both tell you pretty much with pretty good accuracy your ethnicity. And I got mine back, and I'm literally from everywhere. I have everything.
We're all like that, and it's so crazy.
Like what I thought I was, I'm only like 19%, and I'm all the rest. Like literally, it's if this is like the map of the world, I'm like there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've got everything from.
Both of your parents are hella mixed.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I didn't think so at all. I even found relatives that I didn't even know I had, that first cousins.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How nearby are they?
Monterey, like Monterey area.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I'm not even I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New Jersey originally.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Yep. So, and just seeing which countries that I'm actually from is pretty crazy, because it wasn't where I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the stuff that I thought, it's there, but it's very small percentages.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen some Facebook sort of videos they put out there, like, if everybody did this, then there wouldn't be as much of this tension, because first of all, the number of Americans that are actually from the United States, in terms of blood wise, is very low. It's very, very low. Like you're not going to have a lot of people with native blood.
Mm-mm.
You're just not. Most people aren't from here. If you just look at how this country was established, the number of natives compared to the number of immigrants, it's like, come on. So I think that's one beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu, though.
Yeah, it is. It brings people together.
There's no political discussion. There's no religion discussion. Race, nobody's tripping about if somebody's like gay or straight or whatever. It's like you still see all these, like, the government tripping about what bathroom do you use, and people protesting and stuff. And what are you talking about? What the fuck are these people still talking about?
Man,
I don't get it. Like, you see all these protests. Like, we have a lot of protests in Berkeley.
we do. Did you hear also, though, there was I feel like a cooler one that I definitely feel like it was bound to happen, and it's about damn time, I guess. The Science March. Did you hear about that?
What's Science March?
The scientists, I guess, not just scientists, but people that are demanding that the government recognizes facts. Like literally that they recognize facts, where it's like you can't just deny all this research and years of research. You can't deny it. Don't try to pass it off as something that is, not significant or not substantial. I'll have to look into that some more and get back to you, but I feel like it was a bunch of people, and that's cool. I feel like more scientists should get involved in government and politics, because that's, I don't know, there's some truth back there, and the Congress and the president and all his people now are definitely ignoring that, I feel like.
Well, I know in terms of pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, like how the legalization of certain substances is basically blocked by a bunch of like fake pseudoscience, just garbage. It's blocked by like money and politics and stuff. It sucks. So it would be nice to see actual science being brought to the table, and like,
It would be.
turn the, stop with the prohibition thing and just let people get stoned if they want to get stoned.
So speaking of weed, what's that guy's name? William Randolph Hearst.
Okay.
He has a castle nearby. Did you know that?
No.
I feel like someone just recently told me they went to Hearst Castle, William Randolph Hearst, and I was like, William Randolph Hearst, do you know who that is? And like, I have no idea that he was the guy who was about hating on weed. unless they're two different people, and I'm totally a moron right now. But I was like, I feel like that's that guy who was trying to fight against pot. Is it the same person?
It is.
He has a castle around here somewhere.
Does he?
I guess so. This guy, who was it? I was talking to somebody last week, and they were telling me about this.
So the Hearst Corporation was a major logging company, right? And they produced DuPont's chemical drenched tree pulp paper, which yellowed and fell apart after a short time. Blah blah. So basically, for any company that was producing a lot of paper using tree pulp, how long does a tree take to grow? Like, how much paper do you get from a tree versus cannabis, hemp, sativa, indica, whatever? Within literally a season, you have a ton of good material that you can.
Ton of it,
and it's much cheaper to produce. It's very durable, but it's not just paper. So they blocked it for the sake of paper, and yeah, sure, pharmaceutical. There is better research now. The FDA has definitely done more than in the past in terms of, actually looking into it and running trials and stuff like that. But if you were to just say, okay, fine, people shouldn't get high, blah blah blah, even though it's stupid. If if sugar is legal, how the fuck is cannabis illegal? Because we have an actual epidemic right now with sugar.
Right now, in the making,
right now.
In the midst.
It's here. It's here right now. It's abused. It's being stuffed into everything. The corn syrup, the high fructose corn syrup, is being thrown everywhere. It's in children's foods. It's in children's medicines. The way it's marketed to kids, to adults, it's sick. It's really sick, and especially like lower income areas. I mean, the sugar thing's racist too. I mean, the way they advertise it, the way it's targeted, yeah, and the availability, which businesses you show up in, which neighborhoods and stuff like that, the foods that they get in jails.
Just like cigarettes.
Yeah. So to me, how is cannabis illegal? Okay, forget the alcohol thing. Everybody loves their beer, whatever. Great, I understand, but sugar is killing way more people than alcohol. So think of all the people with obesity and all these different health problems, and you go to the doctor and they want to treat the symptoms, but they don't talk about, dude, the problem is you're addicted to sugar. And there's lots of studies, lots of information out there that show that it's harder to kick a sugar addiction than it is like opiates.
I believe it, dude. I work at the gym, so I hear it every friggin' day. I feel like people think they're alone with their sugar struggle.
No.
They think they're alone. No, I'm telling you.
I know.
They feel like they're the only one. I'm like,
no.
Do you think that I don't know how good donuts and cakes are and like junk? Do you think that I don't think that?
They're doing such a good job, like not giving any credit to it being an epidemic. And sugar addiction, obesity. This is an epidemic, and not just in this country, but in the Western world in general. Man, we're killing ourselves with this shit, and people just sort of look at the other way. They're like, no,
but it's pink and white, and it's got flowers made of sugar on it. How can it be killing me? It's killing you.
Yeah,
it is.
Yep, and people aren't being educated about it. They're because they still want to look at the old stigmas. They still want to. They're like, okay, it must be weed. Weed's a gateway drug. It's like, stop.
I'm gonna stop. I'm not eating fats either. You tell me to eat fats, I'm not eating them. Like, why not?
Comfort food.
Eat some more fats.
So in order to get as big as some of these people do, imagine like when you have something sweet or something satisfying, you're triggering that pleasure center, like that thing that makes you feel good, right? It's,
emotional eating.
Yeah, imagine how good you must feel like to get as big as some of these people get. You see on TV, in order to get to that size. How you must be in constant bliss and then constant agony at the same time.
Constant agony, because the bliss is as soon as like it gets on your tongue, and when it disappears, then you're in agony. Like, I need it again.
One more.
There it is, and again, and then when you run out, depression.
Yeah.
I need to go and get more junk. The cycle is endless until you can break it.
Exactly.
Refine that palate. Because the sugar is too concentrated. It's too concentrated, so they're like getting this crack, and it's like you need to ease down and get some Coke. Do you understand the little analogy I made there?
Yeah.
Because the Coke in this instance would be like fruit. You know, like get something that is closer to natural, or I guess even a coca leaf, right? You can even step it back down even further, because all the processed shit.
You're trying to like distract the thing, like hand the addiction off to something else. Like
yes,
here,
like
maybe this is
step down away from all that stuff and refine your palate. Because if you can get satisfied and notice how much sugar and how sweet a banana is and how sweet a strawberry really is, when you go back to that freaking donut or that cup of coffee with 4 scoops of sugar in it, you're gonna recognize that it's too much. That's too much sugar.
What is that thing that just the pink one, the pink and blue drink from Starbucks?
Oh my God, I do not know, but I have seen people on there and they were posting the nutrition information.
How many calories?
Calories, don't know. Grams of sugar, 56 or something stupid.
Is that one serving?
I think it was like in a medium size one. Like if you got a medium.
What's that compared to like a Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola, the red can, like not the ones that
OG.
you have. The OG ones are like 36.
Oh, because the zero, I get it's got it has a lot of sodium and it has the phenyl.
The green one's supposed to be like plant sugar or something.
This one's got 0. Big fat goose egg. There's no sugar in it, but there is sodium and there are the preservative and natural whatever.
So if you're a chemist, that's when you read that, and then you'll see that they have other compounds that will mimic sugar. That's how they get away with the fat-free stuff. It was 0 fat, but if you knew what those chemicals were in there, you'd be like, oh, these are fats.
And these trigger the same hormones that will release the different things
in your mind, like
to store more fat in your body. And you're gonna look like shit anyway.
This mimics that thing.
Exactly.
So they're hell smart, dude. They are hell smart.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like there needs to be an information sort of, a push out there that, and it won't work if it's a grassroots thing, because so many, just getting people to speak up about the sugar thing, but there needs to be a campaign to where people are actually brought into the loop. I think the World Health Organization should be piloting it, or someone.
Yeah, I think people are just too turned off by the government, because that's the biggest entity that would be able to.
Well, they're the ones lying. They're the ones propagating.
But yeah, and that's why it would so contradicting and hard to believe that it would be hard to absorb the information that they put out. Because I send people to myplate.gov. That's a government website. Like, yeah, I get it. And, it's hard to trust the government because they've done, poor things in the past and made bad decisions and whatnot. But seriously, I mean, I don't know who else it would be. Who would be that contributing force?
I don't know, man, but we got to get to a point where the government, it's not like an us and them, when the people start actually educating and themselves and getting involved. And this is a democracy, so we need more smart people in there to just to get off of this red and blue thing and to take it away, because it's the us and them, the few and the many. I mean, the people are the power, and once they become educated to the actual problems, to the actual world that they have in the system, because you're not going to change the system out here with your picketing and your signs and your violence and all this shit. You're just not. You got to get inside to make a difference.
You got to make some type of an app. It's got to be an app.
No, man.
People are on their phones.
That's part of the problem, man. People are so fucking lazy, and we sit here in Silicon Valley, man, and everybody's so proud of their work because they're paid enough to be proud as fuck of whatever they're doing. But what are they really doing? What have we done here? We make an app that lets you send exactly one sentence to everybody. We've had the phone for 100 fucking years. Come on, stop with the Twitter.
Send dick pics.
Send dick pic. Like that's literally the pinnacle of everything we create here. Is how do I send my dick pic to more people and not get busted for it? There you go. Snapchat,
Quicker.
Instagram, get the story thing. What are you really giving to the universe? Another way to say what's up to a fucking stranger and get more and more desensitized to the human condition. Because now the only businesses that do well are the ones that have good customer service because they actually treat people like fucking people instead of like numbers or like a little green light or a flashing gimmick on your fucking phone. This social media ain't social. I'm sorry to fucking tell you that. And the more we immerse ourselves, and these kids are becoming more and more fucking useless, just sitting there and looking at their phones all day. And everybody's wondering why their neck hurts. Why do you think I had a headache? I was sitting here and fucking with the phone trying to get this podcast online. You're stuck like this. This ain't natural. This ain't fucking natural. This is not natural posture.
Is that what you were doing before your headache?
I'm sure it was. This phone's fucking beautiful. It's fucking great. It has the entire world in here, and that sucks. You have to make an effort to not be lazy, more so than in the past, because literally every app, every bit of innovation,
That's what I'm saying.
it's all about just say, fuck my security, don't need that. Fuck any privacy, nah, I don't need that. We'll just let Google and Apple handle all that shit. Just I want convenience and sloth, so give me just buttons and automation to get the stuff into me that's going to keep me buying more of that stuff that I didn't fucking need to begin with. Man.
Yeah, hurry.
Exactly.
Hurry.
You gotta turn that off, man.
And give me one with more gigs and more space for data so I can send more dick pics.
And people are actually tripping out now. They're actually like they're tripping out because did you know that the Google what is the Google thing? Not Siri, but the Google version of it.
Not Alexa. That is Alexa is Amazon.
The Alexa, the Google Assistant, which is the Google one, and even Siri are always listening. They're always listening to you. Hello, Siri. It's always listening.
But isn't that what activated her? Is
Hey, Siri.
that word.
But how would it fucking know to hear that if it wasn't already listening? It doesn't. It isn't a mind reader. It's always on. So people are tripping that you can actually, I think there's a place in Google history settings where you can go and hear your voice, what it's recorded of you randomly.
Shut up.
Yeah, you can go
I'm
and
about
delete
to
it.
be up all night.
So if you go to Google history,
Oh, hamstring.
man down.
That was crazy. That was the other one. That was leg 2. Yeah, leg 1 done now. So leg 2 done. Scary.
I'm not even saying, I'll get back to your leg. I want to talk about your leg in a second. I'm not even saying that I'm this big tinfoil hat wearing person with the, look, we traded privacy and secure and any sense of your data being just private a long time ago for convenience. If you don't like it, turn it off and go live in the woods.
But, and can I tell you one other thing, right? Because I work in that spot where there's a bunch of techies over there. These guys sold me on the iPhone, though.
Well, I love the thing.
Remember how the FBI was trying to get them to open it? And they were like, no, go and fuck yourself. That's awesome.
They got in, though, eventually.
They went about it their own ways, yep.
But they always do.
And that's, to be expected. But when I was telling these guys at the spot, I was like, yeah, I got to get a new phone. Not sure which one to get. And the guy actually said that. He brought it up. Said, do you care about your privacy? I'm like, of course I do. So Apple makes it a priority. Your security is a priority with them. Whereas all the Android devices, because they're kind of tied with Google, they will sell that shit or give it away or whatever. So, I mean, that was a huge selling point for me getting this iPhone.
I have this just suspicion that was nonsense and like that it's not even real because
What that guy was telling me?
No, that they didn't already have access to it anyway. Here's why I want to say that is in order for a company like Microsoft or Apple or any of these operating system manufacturers, Motorola, but more so like Google because the Android, it's like it owns Android.
Yeah.
In order for those OSs to be sold in places like Russia and China, they have to provide the source code to make sure there's like no like backdoors and shit. And they want to be able to backdoor it themselves. So that code has already been distributed to say like Russia, to China, probably other countries like that. It's already out there. so that the U.S. on at some level didn't already have forensic tools to access it. Like I bet the CIA, like they already had it. I'm sure. Why? Of course.
Why would they make it the big deal then, and like take them to court and all this stuff, and instead just go to the people with the key?
I'd say just to get you looking at something else. Because
Eddie Bravo conspiracy theorists.
What if what if, for example, they already had it? What if they already had it?
FBI
and they just wanted to make the trial go longer.
FBI.
Yeah, like let's say, okay, here's an example. Like that, I don't fucking know, but what if they already had access to it and they knew there was nothing there, but they just wanted to drag it out longer to maybe like implicate someone else, or to just have more time to like just drag it on, just like hey, look over there while we do this other bullshit.
I guess, but they're still. I'm sure they have to spend money,
or maybe
with the decoy, and I don't know what the return on investment would be.
Who knows? Maybe it's just like to make a political thing out of it. Maybe it's just posturing.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
That guy, he sold it to me though, because he works over there. He actually feel like he works for Microsoft.
Okay.
And he was like, he has an iPhone.
I know, yeah.
So he's like, dude, what's up? I guess I'm getting an iPhone too.
Man, I was looking at computer monitors over at fucking the Microsoft store, which is the saddest thing. The Microsoft store across from the Apple store over at Valley Fair.
The Apple store is cracking.
The only people that go in there is like little kids wanting to play Xbox for free. Mm-hmm. But they didn't give a shit in that Microsoft store. I'm asking them questions like, are any of these displays 4K? And the girl was literally, hold on, like on the phone, like didn't give a fuck. And it was a terrible customer service experience. And she's like, that one's curved, but that one's not curved. I don't know. And just sort of bounced.
Like,
didn't give a fuck. I was trying to get a monitor for video editing just to plug into the damn thing. And they said Apple's not going to be selling monitors anymore, apparently. Like,
really?
Those are nice, dude. That the new iMac with the new-ish iMac with the 5K Retina display, that thing's sick.
Why are they going to do that anymore?
I don't know. I think
they're not making any money off it, probably.
It might just be a vendor contract's over. They want to do their own. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe. Damn, that's crazy.
So, yeah.
What were we going to say about my hamstring?
So you said like your back's fucked up, your hamstrings. Like what happened? What was the thing like that?
It's not just one thing. It's just total overuse, I believe, because of all the fitness and stuff, just with the job and then jiu-jitsu on top. And what I think maybe to answer your question would be doing a bunch of triangle chokes, or even just doing a deadlift improperly or squatting improperly. Mm-hmm. Because when I went to the physical therapist, she had a little test for me. And I lay on my side and put my leg up, and she literally pushed it like that.
You couldn't.
I could not resist her force.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, but I can deadlift hundreds of pounds and squat these hundreds of pounds. She pushed me like that hard. My leg just collapsed. What? Your butt is really weak, and you tell your hip flexor are very, very tight, very, it's overused. So when I saw her the first time, I was working on my psoas and like muscles in my stomach and my hip flexor a whole lot, stretching them, and it brought relief to my back.
Wow.
But it was like one of the layers in the onion. So when I did that one, it's really skylined that, okay, now your back is the real issue. Because at first, it just felt like my body was all jacked up. And I was getting pain signals like shooting everywhere. So my body was just like, just redlined. I didn't know what it was. But I could feel, after doing triangles, squeeze my leg, then turn my body, I would get up and just feel like just wrecked. So it's like superhero doing a superpower. It's like killing him.
Oh, man.
Crazy, huh? But that's why it's super cool, though, because now it's forcing me to even do triangles on the other arm or just other jiu-jitsu. I have to do other jiu-jitsu. And how I was telling you about the drill and stuff, can't do the simplest things when I'm put on the spot. So I can roll, and find a tap and not get tapped, but I have to go about it in these new ways now. So it's really cool. It's sometimes frustrating, but it's pretty sick still, It's fun.
Oh, yeah, like getting hurt but not injured. Or that's the time when it's forced me to sort of innovate and change things and learn new ways of doing stuff. Like,
For real.
I picked up really good open guard stuff because when I tore my MCL on I think it was my right knee initially. Yeah, it was my right knee years ago. Closed guard was challenging because keeping my guard closed meant having to lock my feet, and ankles, whatever, which meant it was putting pressure on the MCL. I just couldn't do it. So I would have to yield and just like let my guard open. But what it did is it forced me to learn how to do like a combination of like De La Riva with Spider, because what I could do with my left leg, I could wrap it around and lock a really nice, nice tight like De La Riva hook on the person's right leg. But my left leg couldn't do any of that wrappy or twisty stuff, but it was able to work as like a jab or as I would put it in the bicep, and I would do it like sometimes even without grabbing the sleeve also, because I'd like to grab the cross collar or the other side, the left collar, their left collar, and then I would like put my foot in the bicep just to bother them, because it would force them to pummel, and as soon as they would like get my foot out of their bicep, I would switch, then push their knee away, then switch down to the sleeve and sweep.
Nice.
Or take the back or grab a single or something. And it forced me to, to learn different ways of doing open guard without really putting any sort of lateral pressure or pivoting type pressure on that right leg that was injured. So I was still able to roll. If anybody went for leg locks and stuff, I'm like, he got me.
Yeah.
But I was able to do so like passively one-legged, because you see guys out there in tournaments that are like, missing limbs, and they're out there. They got stumps and they're out there wrestling. They're doing jiu-jitsu. They're fighting. It's like, all right, I can do it with a knee brace if they can go out there.
So sometimes when I'm in class, I'll have people doing stuff. I'll make them get really tired and breathing heavy first. And they're like, all right, stand on one leg. And now I want you to pretend like you only have one leg. So when we're done with this, you have an appreciation for both of them. And they start kind of laughing and looking at me like, you asshole. I'm like, yeah, it's funny, huh? Because you have two legs, but there's hella people in the world that don't.
Yeah.
And they ain't making excuses.
Exactly.
You're going to have appreciation for both your legs when we're done with this.
Oh, it's funny, man. You got to tell the Mission 22 guys that stuff, man.
Yeah.
I got that gi. They got the show-year-old gi. It's different, though.
Yeah, I feel like you were telling me about that. It's like super thin or something, right? Like it feels funny.
So those guys from, I want to say Dual Forces, they've done this before with the Magic kimono, where I think it's the same thing, but it's like canvas. It's a much lighter gi, but the pants and the jacket are the same. It's not quite ripstop. It's not quite canvas. It's hard to describe. I think Jerry has it. I have to ask him. I want to ask somebody that's already worn it. I haven't worn mine yet. I don't know. It looks cool. It looks amazing. It's just different than any other gi I've worn, and I suck at change. So I still wear the same brand. I just like how it fits on me. So I'm like, But then they make a different one, and I'm like, sir, explain this.
I feel like I rolled with someone who had that gi at One World Open Mat, but at first I thought it felt crazy. And then when I kind of noticed, like, oh, that is that Mission 22. No wonder. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's the Dual Forces guys, because it's a collaboration of like 3 different things. It's like Show Your Roll, I think Dual Forces, and then Mission 22. I think they're already doing another one soon anyway. I think they've already put plans out there, some stuff.
Right on.
Yeah, man. So, what was your motivational Monday thing about today?
Motivational Monday today was about being cool under pressure and finding a way to get it done and not cracking under that pressure, because it's never convenient.
So,
and things you want are going to come when it's not easy to get them.
So we got some tips on, people to, sort of maintain their composure during said pressurized situations.
I do, actually. As a matter of fact, it really is a form of meditation. So what you're going to do is try to take a deep breath in and pull it into your stomach. Because I feel like usually when people are breathing, they just breathe it into their neck and chest. they breathe really rapid. They think they're getting a bunch of breath because they're breathing quickly. Like, nah, pull it down.
It's almost like they're hyperventilating.
Exactly. And that's usually what shuts them down. So I tell people all the time, like, just breathe deeper and slower. Breathe deeper and slower, because in these moments when you're starting to feel the pressure, you know, what is the pressure coming from? Is there a knee in your belly? Is there like a paper that's due in 3 hours? You know, like, what is the real pressure you're feeling?
It's like worst case scenario.
Exactly. So try to absorb it, you know, and really just kind of be consciously connected to it, and then take a breath and see where you can relieve that pressure. See where you can relieve it. Because if that paper is due in 6 hours, I'll tell you what, we got to start typing. But even with that, in those 6 hours, you got to use some time management. Take a deep breath and see where you can make pockets of time. You're going to have to try to sleep, but we got to do some work. And if this paper is 5 pages, we need a page every half hour or something so you can still get some sleep at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Take a deep breath. Yep. And sit back and analyze and see what's going on. Where can you relieve the pressure? Because you want to be clutch. You want to be clutch. How cool would that be? Turn that paper in. And having gotten some extra sleep, or maybe 2 hours, but you got some. Hopefully you can turn that paper in and go home. Or if you get that knee on your belly, hopefully you can adjust half guard, pressure off.
There you go, man. I always tell the guys, like the brand new Jiu-Jitsu 101 guys, I'm like, look, you're going to be on the bottom of somebody trying to choke you out. That's it. That's what Jiu-Jitsu, you start there. You start at the bottom amount with a hand deep, knuckles to the floor in your collar, trying to choke you unconscious. That's the first thing you do in my jiu-jitsu class. Is it One World, whatever, Jiu-Jitsu 101, right? What I want them to do, I'm like, look, you got to start here. Stop, right? Just stop. Breathe. Assess the situation and figure out what can I do to make it just 1% better. And from there, now you get the hand here, you get the hand on the tricep, block the foot, then you do your little bridge and roll, and you're out, right?
One at a time. But guys like you, because you're so smart and so athletic, you do those steps all at once. Boop. And like, I'm doing my steps all at once. Like, you can't. You can't do all the steps all at once, bro. Not yet.
No. So, I mean, and a lot of people that wind up getting hurt in things like say CrossFit, for example, they go in with a preconceived idea of their worth or their strength or their manliness or whatever the fuck. And then they go out there and they see some girl that just had a baby or that is pregnant, because there's pregnant girls doing CrossFit, or that might be like a little bit, chubbier, heavier than they are. And they're just like, or like a kid that doesn't look as, as manly or whatever in their version of the world. Because a lot of people self-audit and they look at themselves versus others. They're like, I'm better than, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, whatever, faster, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is like those people that have already been there, they know what their body can do, and they know how to do this stuff. They know how to pace themselves. Their body's used to that ass kicking already.
They've been doing it for 2 years. You're here on day one.
And they could be Mr. I played football, I used to lift weights, blah, 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 whatever. And then they just get hurt because they're trying to keep up with the girl that's, just had a baby that doesn't look as formidable. But hey, if your body isn't used to the reps, you don't have that callus, because your body gets like that. Your body gets callous when you're doing jiu-jitsu, like not like actual physical calluses, but like,
I don't know.
You take a certain beating, you know what I mean? Like you're used to it.
Hell yeah.
So if you roll every day for like, or not even every, say 3-4 days a week,
4 days, 5 days, that's
for a couple months, for whatever, your body's used to it. But if you take a couple weeks off, you try going right into it. Good luck.
One day a week for 3 months. Good luck. Good luck.
People wonder why they don't get better, and they're like, "Man, I've been training for 5 years."
You can't. That's like lifting weights. Like if you only lift weights once a week, like gains few and far in between.
That's what it is.
Just like jiu-jitsu.
Well, man, I know you're on a very early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
I gotta wake up at got my 6:30 a.m. boxing. Gonna go slap some Hit some
Right
focus
on.
mitts. Gonna do a little bit of drilling. Got OG Artem in there. Got Christian from Claudia Franz Academy. Got
What? On Tuesdays?
Tuesday, Thursday.
Right
we're
on.
striking at 6:30, man. So
Tight.
if you ever got a day off or an early day you can
Stop.
spare,
Stop. You know what's gonna happen on that day off?
you can rest.
Sleep.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
It's funny. They've had my ass over there teaching at 6:30 a.m. And they're like, hey, let's do striking at 6:30 a.m. And I want to do it.
That would be
because
tight though.
That's what we're doing now.
That would be tight.
That's it. So I got some new wraps. Got the mouth guard. I'm actually wearing a mouth guard.
I say that now, but I'm sure one of these days I'm gonna take a day off, go like to a Giants game, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something.
Man, you don't want to.
I'll be awake, and
don't
I'll
want
be
to.
like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking go over there. Those guys are gonna be in there.
You got to come over when Shane's in town. Fucking those guys coming for the One World thing in July.
Right on.
Already. Anyway, guys.
It was a pleasure.
Man, next episode coming up, we're gonna talk about life, sort of work-life training balance. Gonna have the gentleman grappler come on, Mr. Kyle Hand. So he's got a great blog.
Classy guy.
Very classy guy. And he has the best
Very classy.
jackets. He's got a good haircut. He's got a great
Very
haircut.
nice haircut.
And he's always
Good
got the
head of
best
hair.
jackets. Like those motorcycle. Like he always.
Oh yeah, I have seen him in those few of those jackets.
He looks like something from one of those CW shows, like those like non-offensive multi-racial group of people where everybody just looks like, hey, how's it going? There's this big group of friends. And
I'm part of diversity.
I know, yeah, he like the Flash or Arrow or Glee. And it's funny you compare those because like that's like the Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and I think Legends of Tomorrow, like all the DC shows are comprised of like the Glee cast basically. It's funny. I've never seen Glee, but they had one musical episode of the Flash, and I'm like, the fuck is this?
Trying to sell, man. All demographics.
Because
That's where they want the women market, because women aren't into it. But you see, we're talking about those characters and how they redid some of those characters. Got to get that market, man.
Oh, they sell a lot of books to girls now, man. You go to Comic-Con, because I went to a couple of these conventions over the last like few months. I went to WonderCon. I went to the San Jose one.
This past weekend, right?
There's hella girls there, and they know the characters because they don't pick. It's like not cool to dress up like Superman or Wonder Woman. You got to dress up like some obscure character, and if it's like a mainstream one, it has to be like this other version, like the B version that you don't know about unless you read the certain issue from back in the day. Because like
super geek out.
Like they don't dress like Harley Quinn from the new movie. They dress like the version of her where she's in a lesbian relationship with Poison Ivy. And then, because that was a thing, there was a lot of girls like walking hand in hand, and they were Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
I seen that because I saw one that was Harley Quinn. I was like, oh yeah, it's Harley Quinn, but I couldn't tell what the other one was because
Poison
the
Ivy.
girl had the bat, and the pigtails. Was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, but I couldn't tell who the other girl was. No way, that's so
'cause
crazy.
in the comics, that's the thing. So like that, they know that, and then people will come as random, different, old school stuff. Which some of the costumes are cool. This dude sat next to me at the premiere of some movie at the one in Anaheim, and he was dressed like a Ghostbuster, but he had the actual pack from the movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that picture. That was cool.
Because this thing was heavy, dude. I was trying to sit down. And I'm like, it was this big metal fucking box that lit up and made noise, and I'm trying to sit down, and I mean, it had to be 50 pounds. This fucker's walking around with.
The hog, he was getting after it.
I mean, he's trying to, he ain't afraid of no ghosts. He had his whole fucking proton pack or whatever. Anyway, Anthony Baker, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate
Guys,
it.
be sure to check out our friends over at Layout Optics. They got the Copas coming out. I named those bitches. Little known Clint fact right there. Also, Azoth, seekingazoth.com, SEEKINGAZOTH.com, promo code Cronin, and you'll be able to be as quick as us, almost. Right? Probably quicker. I don't know. It's been a long day. Anyway,
Flash.
You're beautiful. If you like what we do on here, be sure and leave a like, comment, share, and by all means, subscribe. And if you got Facebook, find Anthony Baker, AJB
1371
1371
on Instagram.
On Instagram, and be sure and check out the dudes at Mission 22.
The Anthony Baker Show.
Anthony
Find
Baker
me.
Show.
3 keys to happiness: sacrifice, sweat, smile. That's it.
That's like the 3 I's.
That's it. Where's that?
Intensity, integrity, and intelligence. Oh, it's true.
Oh, damn. Blew my mind.
Just had to throw in a little Kurt Angle reference right there. Pro wrestling's still real to me. Just kidding. Anyway, lots of love. Be good. Treat each other better than you were treating them before. And if you were treating them good, treat them better. Tell them I sent you. All right. Episode
Ba-bang.
37 in the bag. And if it's 38, sorry. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for coming on, Baker.
No sweat.
High
my
five.
man.
Boom. Keeping high five alive.
Como se o silêncio dissesse tudo, sentimento bom que me leva pro outro mundo. A vontade de te ver já é maior que tudo. Não existem distâncias no meu novo mundo, tipo coisas da sétima